ICE ambushed in Minneapolis. Things are getting a little bit more crazy over there. An agent is injured, and the Clintons dodge Epstein. What is going on in the news today? Well, folks, that's why you're here, because we break it all down for you, and we go into all the major news headlines you need to know about. And as y'all gather here this fine morning, or if you're listening on audio, it's always helpful if you leave us a nice thumbs up, because we're a one-man show here. And, well, you're basically helping promote the show if you give it a thumbs up, because YouTube and all these algorithms want to see you engaging with the channel. And when you engage with the channel, it helps us out. And it goes to more and more people. If you're listening later, leave us a comment down below on what your favorite news article, your favorite segment was today, what you hated most about me. Anything, really. What you ate last night for dinner. And I'm as serious as a heart attack. No matter what you put down there, just as long as it's kosher, it follows YouTube's policies. And it's all good, baby. Well, we have some news, folks. Boy, oh boy, do we have some news. There was a mayhem that happened in Minneapolis, and the situation there clearly still remains very volatile as federal immigration enforcement continues to clash with local protesters and activists. I was talking to somebody, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and I asked them, I said, what is it with these people that are completely baffled when ICE throws like a non-lethal round at them, or they hit them with pepper spray or mace when they're acting non-peacefully? They're shouting at them, and you're allowed to shout, like you can do that stuff. But what I'm talking about is like you're kind of storming them, you're getting in their face, like you're basically doing some nefarious stuff. Or, let's just go to the whole end of it of trying to grab their firearm, which we have seen, or throwing snowballs at them. The whole amendment is the right to protest, is the right to peacefully protest. And that's what they're not doing. They're not peacefully protesting. Some are, but some are not. And last night, a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, an ICE agent, was shot in the leg during an operation in North Minneapolis after an encounter with multiple individuals, according to the Department of Homeland Security. So let me see if I can get some, I don't want to say footage, but I want to see if I can get some stuff on that for all of you, because it's just getting crazy over there and a little bit odd. So let me see. Oh, well, Tim Waltz is out there. We'll get to that. So they're not showing it. Okay, so I don't got anything on that one for you. But federal officers were conducting an enforcement action when they attempted to detain a Venezuelan national who is reportedly in the country illegally as the man fled his vehicle. Authorities say he crashed and then he attempted to evade capture on foot. During the struggle, two other people emerged from a nearby apartment and allegedly attacked the ICE agent, using a snow shovel and a broom handle. ICE wasn't shot in the leg. ICE shot the person he was after. Oh, is that what it was? Did I read that wrong? Says an ICE agent. Oh, yeah, I read that wrong. That's my bad. I'm so sorry. I'm busy. Yeah. An ICE agent shot an illegal Venezuelan in the leg. My bad. Yes, I apologize. That's a big whoopsie, by the way. Thank you, Mizzy. It's morning. Holy lordy, I read that wrong. Yes. Ho. Well, they were pursuing the guy on foot. During the struggle, two other people emerged from a nearby apartment and allegedly attacked the ICE agent using a snow shovel and broom handle. That's crazy, man. These people are getting nuts there, dude. And I don't know what is going on, But you got Donald Trump here talking about stuff. So let's get to that rather than me screwing up reading my own damn show notes. If the corrupt politicians of Minnesota don't obey the law and stop the professional agitators and insurrectionists from attacking the patriots of ICE, who are only trying to do their job, I will institute the Insurrection Act, which many presidents have done before me, and quickly put an end to the travesty that is taking place in that once great state. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Now, that was a big whoopsie by me, by the way. But that's why I always have the article next to my show notes up here. So, now I'm almost hesitant to even look at my stuff anymore. The ICE officer and the suspect who was shot were hospitalized, and the other two attackers are in custody, said DHS. Tensions on the street remain high in Minneapolis, but ICE is still moving forward with the mission. Oh, well, as it should. Yeah, no. We still got 3 years of this, man. This ain't going anywhere. You don't just get to break the law. Here's a little bit of what was posted.
The document is their whole battle, like their battle plan out here, I guess. They got a hold of ICE's entire game plan for Minneapolis. They said in a packet. That's what Status Quo was reading.
I know it's slightly different. That's not me. That's the video.
Okay, so that's what Status Quo might have been reading on their stream then. So, all right.
So if you're in audio, it looks like there's some vehicles that are completely vandalized, broken windows. They've tagged it up. I'm trying to read what it says. Hey, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. Yeah, I can't say that. I mean, it's just, there's more and more stuff. So what does this say? Okay, Insurrection Act time. Savannah Hernandez says this on X. Just absolutely floored to wake up to videos of anti-ICE rioters breaking into federal vehicles and sifting through arrest warrants and sensitive DHS ICE data. Holy lordy. Whoa.
Arrest warrants.
Fake arrest warrants? Oh, what the hell? Bro, oh shit.
Bro, you got arrest warrants.
Hey, take these bitches to the news.
Yo, that's crazy. So those are what the vehicles were. Wow. Let's see what the left says. This guy always just pushes some weird and wonky and just sometimes fake stuff. Sometimes he posts stuff that's true. Says this is what the left is saying, okay? It's always interesting how we could get two sides of the story here. This is fun. ICE threw tear gas into Minneapolis vehicles when an African-American family and a 6-month-old baby inside. The baby stopped breathing. Anybody who stands for this crap needs to re-examine their patriotism. Oh, see, okay. You guys need to check yourself. Okay, you guys need to check yourself. Not the people coming here illegally, not the people doing nefarious things, none of that stuff. You need to check yourself. Remember how this is very similar to what Joe Biden said after Donald Trump got an assassination attempt on his life? Not once, not twice, actually not 3 times, more than that. That they said, you need to check your rhetoric, right? We need to tone down the rhetoric. And the next day he's like, you're a Nazi, right? It's just, so let's see what he's posting here. There's no audio, by the way. That's not me. That's the video. I'll let you know. So for those listening, well, yeah, those listening, it looks like the bags went off in the vehicle. It looks like there's almost a car accident. I don't know if that's the bags or that is like a tarp. I'm not 100% sure, but let's go to the comments because people love to call this guy out. Interesting. You haven't reported on rioters breaking into federal vehicles. You are, he said the R word. Somebody said, Grok, is this true? Grok says, based on eyewitness accounts, including a resident's description on Instagram, ICE deployed tear gas and a flashbang under a vehicle in North Minneapolis on January 14th during protests. A 6-month-old baby inside reportedly stopped breathing and received EMT aid. News sources like The Guardian and Fox 9 confirmed tear gas use in the area, but not specific details yet. Well, what was the baby doing? Why would you? I mean, you could have just been driving by, to be fair, right? Let's just, that could be a situation, but let's say what maybe happened as well is, are you bringing your kid to a protest? It wouldn't surprise me if these people start bringing their children. That would be an interesting thing. You gotta love this. I hope the baby's okay. ICE is out of control. It's always one side, right? It's never ICE is out of control, but so are the people protesting. It's always ICE's fault. It's crazy. This will never change with these people, you guys. There's no point in talking to them. There's no point in having a conversation. There's almost no point in counter protesting. There's a chemical imbalance in the brain. You're not going to fix it, right? My show's not going to fix their thinking. These types of people are far gone, my friends. Far gone. And it's very sad that happened to the kid, by the way. I don't think anybody's stoked about that. That is just terrible. Terrible. Let's go to the chat a little bit here. Always want to see what you guys say. E.T. May says, if the, quote, protesters just went home, none of this chaos would be happening. Just ICE quietly doing their job. Yes, exactly correct. Joe from, I think it was Wisconsin. That looks like side curtain airbags. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Yeah, on that vehicle. Child endangerment. Yeah, it could be. Again, I'd have to flesh this out. There's not much reports in terms of what's going on. That would be child endangerment. Yep, everybody's saying that by the parents or guardians. Yeah, you guys are on the right track. See this? We all get it. This person says liar. This is what this guy's saying. His name is Bacon Overlord. Anybody that likes bacon is all right in my books. They drove over the tear gas. Oh, okay. So what he's saying might be false. We don't know. 2, no such thing as African American. Africa is a continent. Not so sure I agree with that guy on that one, but okay. I stand by enforcing, excuse me, our laws. Sorry for clearing my throat in the mic. That we, the people, put in place. So I don't know. That first one makes me a little less likely after he said that second thing, but no, well, we got that there for you. Okay. I like this person. Please answer the following questions. Let's see what it says. The first question is, at what time at night did this happen? Reports indicate the incident started around 6:50 to 7 p.m. Central Time on January 14th in the evening. I think maybe that was like, why do you have your kid out at like 11 o'clock or 2 a.m. or something like that? That's okay. I mean, it's a young baby. Maybe they're getting milk. I don't know. Is it normal to bring 6-month-old babies to a riot? I mean, that's what I would say, right? It's like, were they just driving by? Anybody know if they were just driving by? Generally, it's uncommon and not recommended due to safety risks. Yeah. But sources show this family was in a residential area affected by the events, not intentionally at the protest. I don't know if that's confirmed yet, but it could be the case. Could be like one of those scenarios where just wrong place, the wrong time. But that still goes back to that original post, though. If that was the case, but read this, ICE threw tear gas into a Minneapolis vehicle with an African-American family. This is actually pointless. Do you know what I mean? You highlighting the fact that it's an African-American family, you know why he's doing that. You bringing up the race is absolutely meaningless. Do you notice when I talk about illegal aliens, I don't say their race. There's like 190 different nations here that have come here illegally. I don't care about your race. I really don't care about your race pretty much to do with anything. He's highlighting African-American family because he wants to paint ICE as racist. They're not going after white people. They're just going after the Mexicans. They're just going after the blacks. They're going after the African-Americans. And then now they're targeting babies. Yep, they're baby targeters now. This is, these types of people, in my opinion, they're telling us that we need to check ourselves, like we need to re-examine ourselves and our position and our patriotism, but they're not going to re-examine kind of what they do. You know what I mean? Like for me, Mizzy called me out, and rightfully so. Thank you. You have my back of me misreading the quote here. And me going, oh, shoot, I just messed up. That's not a right thing to do. Apologize about it and then fix it immediately. This guy ain't going to fix this. Even if it, let's say, even if it is factually correct that it's an African-American family, what does that add to it? Really? What is you adding in there? Why couldn't you just say an American family? Or just a family? I think you get my point. Silly. It's absolutely silly is what it is. So that was what's going on last night. And here's a little bit more of them sifting through the documents. People are unwell. Absolutely unwell. Has anybody ever felt the need? I mean, maybe you have. And then I think you're a little unwell too. Has anybody ever felt the need that you need to go out in the street and start stomping in the cold, by the way, in the cold, it's freezing out there. You need to go start stomping on a sign right here. That's what he's stomping on. I know my head's in the way, but he's stomping on a sign. Anybody ever felt the need? You know, it's 6:50, 7 p.m. on a work night, by the way. On a work night. And this is what you want to go do? Anybody ever have the urge to just go vandalize just anything? Not me. Throw and then start looting federal vehicles. By the way, where are the police at on this one? That's what I want to know. Hello, there's a break-in. There's a bunch of people vandalizing. Where are the cops arresting all these people is the question. This is why this will continue to happen. Because quite frankly, you don't have law enforcement, you guys. Yeah. No law enforcement there. Are you kidding? It's a joke. All right, let's get to this. There's another angle right here. This one's a little bit longer, okay? It's the 2-minute clip. What you have here is anti-ICE riders tied a rope to a weapons locker in a federal vehicle and ripped it out with a pickup truck. And the Minneapolis Police Department refused to respond. That's according to Nick Sorter, who's had issues with the police department himself, so it could be a little bit biased.
Listen, I'll tell y'all nothing. They on the Snapchat, so they gonna be on y'all ass if y'all recording this. They gonna be on your ass. They gonna be on your ass. Your ass is a wiggle. Hey, don't hit them. He's gonna break that bitch.
Do you know how crazy it is? There's all these cameras and these people are just so comfortable doing something illegal. Let's just say this wasn't even a federal vehicle's weapons crate or stash, or whatever you want to call it. Safe is truthfully what it is. You're just on camera. You're just so freely just breaking and entering into somebody's property or stealing it. This lady's face isn't covered here. All these guys are. Granted, they wear this regardless, but it's also cold. Do you want to know why they feel so free to do illegal behavior like this? Yeah, we talk about it all the time here on the show. Because there's zero consequences. Do you want to know what? Not a single damn thing will happen to any of these people. You want to know how you clean this stuff up? Yeah, you start going to federal prison for like a decade. For a decade. Just for being there like this. You're an accomplice. But that's not going to happen, right? You know what the conversation always is? Oh, really? You're gonna put somebody away for 10 years for just looking at something? Let's see if they actually get it open. That's what I want to know. It doesn't look like it as of right now. Still struggling. All right, doesn't look like it. So let's look at the mess they made. Place looks dilapidated anyways. It's amazing how they'll put so much effort into stealing a safe out of the back of a federal vehicle, but they won't put any effort and try to clean up their communities. You know what I mean? Can't even mow their own damn lawn, but they'll put in all that effort. Right? They'll stay up. It's amazing. Can't get a job. They'll stay up extremely late to go do vandalism, to riot, to activist, to be a protester. They'll do all those things. But God, when it comes to getting a quality education or going out there trying to benefit their communities, or I don't know, being there for their kids or whatever it may be, you're joking. That's not serious. What's serious is to go after those ICE agents that are following the law and going after people that are here illegally. That's the crazy thing. It's just nuts, man. Frig, dude. It's like anything that will benefit themselves, they won't do. But God, when it will benefit an illegal alien, you'll hear they're out of bed at 4 a.m. bright and early, ready to go. They're ready to protest. Oh, boy. So this is what this looked like. Attorney General Pam Bondi has deployed federal prison guards in riot gear to protect DHS agents in Minneapolis. Donald Trump's not happy with Pam Bondi, by the way. He called her weak the other day. Weak. I forget what article I read that in. I read so much stuff for you guys to just kind of pull here or there. But called her weak. She's weak. What has she done? I'm starting to get really frustrated with her. Some of you you're already past that point. You're just over it with Pam Bondi. Nick Sorter is telling them to send in the Marines. Yeah, she did. Yeah, Pam Bondi has deployed the federal prison guards in riot gear. Yeah, it's right there in their chest. Oh my gosh, these guys are getting OT. You know these guys are getting overtime. They're getting paid good. Damn. It's actually kind of smart. You know what I mean? I'll keep playing the video. It's actually kind of smart to send these guys out. The reason why is the people that are yelling at them and acting like animals, folks, these guys aren't fazed. And by these guys in audio, I'm talking about the federal officers that work in the Bureau of Prisons. You think these guys are fazed by being yelled at by a bunch of idiots? Really? They live this every day. They work like 12-hour shifts. They're not fazed. Are you kidding me? This is PG-13 stuff they're receiving. This is child's play. They hear this all day. This is a walk in the park. These guys show up in jeans. They could be more excited to be out of the Bureau of Prisons. You know what I mean? This is a luxury for them. This is a vacation, and they're getting paid for it. Ooh, a guy telling them they smell bad, or they're idiots, or they're racists. They hear it every day. Are you kidding me? Oh, boy. Ain't no thing. This guy showed up in his freaking wife's jacket. This guy's like, yeah, I'll show up for a little while. No problem. Time and a half.
What the fuck is your purpose? Why are you here? What more do you fucking want?
Man, back up. Back up, please.
Myron says, I can't figure it out. Is the DOJ prosecution of Maduro and his wife nothing? Seems like something to me. No, I mean, when I say there's not much happening, there's a lot more things that could be going on with Pam Bondi. You know what I mean? When I don't take the word literal of like when I say she's not doing anything. Of course she's doing something. It's kind of like we say that all. Yeah, don't take the word literal of not doing anything. Oh, here we go. Here's some fireworks breaking off. I guess they're fireworks. Hold on a second. This looks like a flashbang, not fireworks. Here we go. Joy to the world. Show your faces. Now Antifa, the people at Black Lives Matter, mind you, the actual people that she's protesting with won't even show their faces, but ICE has to show their faces. You know what sucks is, again, this isn't a residential area. Can you imagine you're just trying to get a good night's rest because you got to wake up in the morning for work and you're hearing flashbangs go off all night and people with whistles and stuff like that. And you're just trying to get a solid night's sleep. Your kid's trying to sleep because they got school in the morning. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. All righty. Well, there is more information regarding the officer that sustained injuries after the shooting that took place of that woman in Minneapolis. It says new information has come to light on the condition of the ICE agent who fatally shot, was it Renee? Is that her name? Renee Good. According to the Department of Homeland Security, Good's vehicle struck the ICE agent hard enough. This is interesting. Hard enough to cause internal bleeding. That part's interesting. I kind of want to go into that just a little bit here in a moment. The agent and his family have since gone into hiding because of the threats they face. Regarding the Good investigation, at least half a dozen prosecutors have resigned from Minneapolis U.S. Attorney's Office over the handling of the Good shooting death investigation, reportedly stemming from objections to Justice Department priorities and the refusal to open a civil rights inquiry. Looking at the footage, and I might say something you guys might not like, and this could just be because I played hockey. Some of you might have played football, like a contact sport. I've been hit way harder than that vehicle hit that guy. I am not downplaying what he did or anything like that. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because it might sound odd that he got internal bleeding from that hit. What do they classify as internal bleeding? For example, whether you're getting hit by a guy or a hockey puck, it doesn't matter. When you're a referee, you could be a player too. Depends on where the puck hits you. That thing's going 100 miles an hour. Piece of rubber going 100 miles an hour. This almost looks like a hockey puck. It's not, but it's pretty close to it, actually. Actually, it does look like a hockey puck. But, this thing hitting you at 100 miles an hour, pure rubber, and it's hard. That's going to leave a mark about that big in your thigh. Still to this day, I have areas on my body. Stop, ladies. Stop it. I have areas on my body that when I touch still hurt. Like a decade later from getting hit with pucks. That would be internal bleeding. Because, man, when you see the bruises, that is, it's nasty. It's dark purple. But the other angle I want to just bring up here is he was dragged by a vehicle before this, which is why he's on edge. Granted, to be fair, if you got dragged by a vehicle, why would you stand in front of a vehicle? You don't want that to happen. You want to go home and see your family. You're probably going to not put yourself in a situation to where you're going to be able to be dragged by a vehicle here nor there. But, when those wounds are there, it's plausible that maybe there was some internal bleeding that happened when he was dragged through the streets before from a vehicle, and it just kind of zipped open a wound again. It's kind of like when you're a boxer. Everybody knows this in fighting. Once you have a scar like right here on your brow, or you got a scar somewhere else, and you get punched in that area, that thing just unzips pretty quickly. So, Malia asked, in hockey, don't you have all kinds of padding? You do, but not everywhere. And there's kind of this weird phenomenon that happens if you talk to a hockey player, that when you get hit with the puck, regardless of whether you have padding or not, 100-mile-an-hour puck, you just have a piece of plastic. It ain't much. That it will always hit you in the place where you don't have padding. Now, I've been hit as a referee. Referees, we don't wear a lot of padding. You wear an elbow pad, and then you wear like a shin guard. That is your padding. Some guys will have like a chest protector, but the chest protector is literally like just little pieces of cushion foam. You don't have any. Yeah, it's not much padding. You think there would be, but yeah, I got still to this day. I have my foot. If you squeeze my foot, it will jolt me. Got a whole college game that I was reffing. A puck nailed me on the top of my foot. That hurt like a what. And then my inner thigh still is bad. I got areas all over. I got holes in my elbows. I got all sorts of stuff going on. The car is a lot bigger than a puck. Yeah. Well, that's not the point I was trying to make. Donnie, get off the alcohol in the morning. Wake up, Don. The point I was trying to make was the fact that it, to a lot of people, will seem odd. I would like to point out, why don't I throw this in here then? I haven't brought this up before. I've been hit by a car. I was hit by a white Honda 4-door platinum blonde chick when I was in 6th grade. I was hit by a car in 6th grade. And I will say, I was hit a lot harder than this guy. Not only did I fly off my bicycle, but my bicycle was bent. And I was hit harder than this guy. So I'll also throw that in there. So not only have I been hit harder, I've hit guys harder in that vehicle. Doesn't matter if it's bigger or not. The internal bleeding is a little bit odd, but that's why I brought up maybe it was something to do with his prior injury that took place. My job is not to tell you guys what to think, right? My job that I want here is to give you different variables, and maybe you haven't thought of them before, and it just gets the juices flowing, and it's like, okay, maybe that's plausible. Everything I said, by the way, is 100% plausible. The question is that, well, what really happened? What was the internal bleeding that took place? Was it just a bruise? We don't know. And maybe we do. I just haven't got to it yet. I don't know. That's my job. I don't want to tell you guys what to think. It's just like, hey, here's some things that are brewing in my mind. Maybe you're with it, maybe you're not, but we move on. And it's still the news. That's all. All right, Clintons duck Congress's Epstein questions. The Clintons are refusing to comply with the subpoena in the House of Oversight Committee's Jeffrey Epstein investigation. The Clintons' attorney issued a lengthy statement on Tuesday saying the couple would not appear before Congress to answer questions. The letter argued that the former president and first lady had, quote, already provided the limited information they possessed about Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell to the committee, and that the committee subpoenas are invalid and legally unenforceable. Kind of some truth to that. Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer said in return the committee would vote next week to hold former President Clinton in contempt of Congress. They've done this before, and nothing's happened. That's why when you have these oversight committee hearings, they're kind of a joke. And they're a little silly. Like nothing happens. Nobody ever goes to jail. Once you start seeing people carried off in handcuffs and thrown into jail or receiving these massive fines, then you'll start seeing change because people know something will happen to them. People aren't going to move. People move because of force. Force gets things done. Myron says Crowder showed another officer body cam footage showing a different officer popping off one shot before getting hit and deleted. Interesting. How can Clintons not be called in contempt? Well, it seems like that's what they're going to do right here. They're going to vote on it. Why are they giving them a week? All quiet on the happening front. But I keep saying the same thing. Nothing happened the last time. Yeah, exactly. Nothing ever happens. Republicans are so weak. Chris, yes, you are correct. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Republicans are very, very weak. No spine, no backbone. Thank you, Keith. Keith says exactly, Brad. No, only the right gets sent to jail. Yes. You are correct. It's only us. That's why you don't really, not that we ever done this, but and you can find instances of Republicans and conservatives, mostly Republicans. Conservatives, they'll do that. Can I just say a gripe really quick? Like something that just bugs the crap out of me. People always kind of throw conservatives into the mix whenever talking about Republicans. And it's kind of frustrating because we are not Republicans. We're conservatives. We're a registered Republican, but that's only because that's the closest party that aligns with our values to where we can actually get our values done. And that's why the Republican Party tends to be so fractured, is because you have different elements of conservatism and republicanism inside the Republican Party. We always go after Johnson. The guy has a tough job because it's not like the Democrats. The Democrats are unified. You want to know why? Because they're all part of a cult. They all believe in the exact same thing. There's no differences really amongst the Democrat Party in a holistic view. In a holistic view for the Republican Party, oh boy, there's a lot of differences. You got the religious aspect. You got the conservatism aspect that also has the religious aspect. You got the Republican Party. You have the hawk of the Republican Party. I mean, there's a lot of fractures in that party. That's why we tend to gripe with one another. You only get that in the Democrat Party because they're all in unison with one another. Well, you have YouTuber Nick Shirley coming out. Here we go, folks. Here's some news for you. In a new video, YouTuber Nick Shirley and collaborator David, I love how we just cite him as David. We don't actually put his last name in there. Sites tied to Minnesota welfare programs revealing empty operations like Safari Transportation at a liquid store. Sorry, it's really tiny on my screen. That's why I like go into it a little bit. You know what I mean? And a $2.25. Let me back up, folks. Hold on a second. This is breaking, all right? I haven't actually looked at it yet. Break it down, Brad. We're going to just start it over again, okay? We're going to start the segment over again. So don't clip that old stuff. Clip the new stuff here. In a new video, YouTuber Nick Shirley and collaborator David visited sites tied to a Minnesota welfare program or programs, revealing empty operations like Safari Transportation and a liquor store and a $2.25 million child care center with no visible children. This builds on the 2022 Feeding Our Future scandal, which we covered here on the show, where $250 million funded phantom meals. They fabricated stuff. They say they're feeding all these children. They weren't doing nothing. Leading to 98 indictments and over 60 convictions. Federal probes have frozen $10 billion nationwide, with TSA flagging $700 million in cash outflows from Minneapolis. What? I didn't know that. TSA flagging $700 million in cash outflows in Minneapolis, with Governor Tim Walz announcing on January 5th he won't seek a third term amid scrutiny over lax oversight. Why? There's nothing. If there's nothing wrong, why would you resign from your position? You didn't do anything. Come on, Tim. That's because he sucks at his job. All right, here we go. Here's a little bit. We're just gonna watch a little bit of this, okay, folks? So settle down. It's long. This is Nick Shirley's new video. You watch the rest of it on Nick Shirley's site.
I'm not asking you nothing, $2.25 million. Get out!
Are we the only community that does fraud?
How come they said this building was closed?
Actually, you guys want to watch a lot of this? I'll do what you want in the chat. I'll read it. I'll keep playing if you guys want to watch most of it, or as much as we can.
Do you guys know where advanced mobility is? Advanced mobility? Yeah, we're looking for it. Never heard of it?
They know we're shining the light on the fraud, and they have no defense.
Would you like to see anybody in the government here held accountable? most definitely, because there can definitely be an allocation of funds.
The Minnesota fraud scandal continues to get worse and worse as billions of dollars of fraud has been exposed, and as I showed the world the blatant fraud taking place at daycares and other locations across Minnesota, it became the most viewed video expose on the internet and created instant change within the government as the Fed sent thousands of federal agents to Minnesota, and the HHS froze over 185 million.
Dude, this guy kind of looks like, you know, that guy that's trying to stay alive forever, and he'll like inject like all this is like weird stuff into his body. He's like a billionaire or something like that. He kind of looks like this guy. Some of you have no idea who I'm talking about. If you look up, there's this guy that's trying to live forever, and he's trying to reverse his age backwards.
$1 million in all payments to childcare, and while politicians like Tim Walz call people like me white supremacists and far-right delusional conspiracy theorists for exposing the fraud, meanwhile, he actually dropped out of running for re-election. The Minnesota fraud scandal has erupted the nation as protests and riots took place, all starting because daycares like Quality Learning Center were exposed. However,
I love how he doesn't even correct it. He keeps calling it Leering. He will not call it Learning Center. I appreciate that. That's pretty funny.
Daycares is only a small portion of the fraud taking place in Minnesota. In this video, I will take you into what has continued to allow this fraud to happen and connect all of the dots for you, exposing all of the fraud from strange connections of the business owners and the politicians who have openly admitted to the fraud on live TV. And to dive deep into the fraud, I met back up with the local David, who has been investigating this widespread fraud scandal for years. So here in Minnesota, you have daycare fraud, you have adult daycare fraud, you have healthcare fraud, and you even have more fraud. What's some of the fraud that's also taking place here inside of Minnesota?
Well, what I think might be sort of the heart of the beast here is this transportation fraud. And what I mean by that is in Minnesota, we have something called non-emergency medical transportation, NEMT. My research has shown that there are about 1,020 such companies in Minnesota, and more than 90% of them are Somali owned.
And so right here on the table.
Whoa.
But what do we have? All this information right here.
So I have a number of companies that are local here in the Twin Cities, and this is just a fraction of the companies that are out there. What I found was that the average...
Do you guys see what he's wearing? You guys, there's a reason why they're wearing these puffy jackets. You know what they're wearing. They're wearing bulletproof vests.
The national average for a non-emergency medical transportation company is 20 vehicles per company. A lot of these companies, their address is an apartment, some are in a house, some are in a convenience store, some of them in a vacant building. There's no signage, there's nobody there.
And so why would there be such a need for all these transportation companies here inside of Minnesota?
So if you think of this transportation as the hub of the wheel, so child care is a spoke, adult daycare is a spoke, autism is a spoke, the interpreter services, which we can get into, that's another spoke. It all ties back to transportation. Why? Because those meals someone had to deliver those meals, someone has to deliver the kid to autism, or say they did. So it all revolves around the transportation. And so when you're looking at this, you say, okay, well, let's just be conservative. Let's go on the low side. Let's say there are only 800 Somali-owned non-emergency medical transportation companies in Minnesota. Well, again, the average is 20 vehicles per company. So that's 800 times 20. And the way these I'm
going to break that down because people are going to totally gloss over this. Hold on a second. I got to go back. I got to make sure I heard that correctly.
All revolves around the transportation. And so when you're looking at this, you say, okay, well, let's just be conservative. Let's go on the low side. Let's say there are only 800 Somali-owned non-emergency medical transportation companies in Minnesota. Well, again, the average is 20 vehicles per company. So that's 800 times 20. And the way these...
Yes, correct. That's the middle. When people, when they think about averages, they think about it this way. They'll think, okay, when I go to said business, I know on average they're going to have 20 vehicles. There is truth to that because most of the bell curve is surrounded, most of the peak is surrounded around that 20. 50% of all those have more than 20 vehicles. I would love for him to give the range. The range is the maximum and then the minimum in terms of the data set. The reason why is because you could have a scenario where your range could be 50 vehicles. That means there could be somebody in here that has a maximum of 50 vehicles. It's just 50% of all these that he's talking about have more than 20 vehicles. That's a little odd.
NEMT companies are paid is if they bring someone to a doctor's appointment, whatever the case might be, or Costco or wherever they're going. Because remember, it's non-emergency medical transportation. Well, we went to Costco because they have to eat or they'll die. So that's considered, right? So it's almost impossible to figure out from the outside what exactly the payments are for each of these trips. But I have a pretty good idea. So when someone provides a transportation to a facility or a location, they're also paid for the time to sit there and wait for the appointment to end and then drive the person back. So they're paid 3 different ways. And the average is going to be $50 per trip. So it's going to the appointment as a trip, coming back trip. So that's $100 per round trip. So if you have 800 companies in Minnesota that are NEMT companies, they all own 20 vehicles.
Average.
And they're all making 10 trips a day, and it's $50 per trip. So it's 800 times 20 times 10 trips times $50 a trip. Do the math. And the reality is, how many of these trips are being provided? 0. They don't have to provide any. Why? Because when they are paid by the state of Minnesota, these companies go online and they fill out a form, and it just says, okay, how many trips, how many miles. They submit that electronically to the state, and boom, they get paid. Nobody bothers to check. They don't call the dentist. Did this kid show up? They don't do anything. As soon as that form is filed with the state of Minnesota, that payment goes out immediately.
And so essentially, these transportation companies are what hold all of the fraud together, because you have the daycare centers working with the transportation companies, the adult daycare centers working with the transportation companies, the healthcare companies working with the transportation companies. So it's just another way to bill and to also make it look like something's happening here inside of Minnesota.
This is the belly of the beast. All of this fraud revolves around these transportation companies. All of it. This touches every part of fraud here in Minnesota.
And today we're going to go confront these people. We confronted them last time. There was no kids in any of the child care centers. And today, what do you expect to see?
I think we're going to see some vehicles because, when I drive...
I'm not going to lie. I thought this was mold on the wall. Was anybody else thinking the same thing? I was like, dude, you guys probably shouldn't be sleeping there. What a weird paint scheme. It looks like... It just doesn't look good. Yeah.
Drive around the cities here, I see these Somalis driving, and mostly it's like a Plymouth Caravan or whatever, and there's never, ever been a passenger. And in 7 years, I've never seen a passenger in any of these vehicles.
Wow.
I've followed some of them. They're going to Costco, they're going to Sam's Club, they're going to Walmart. The driver gets out, goes in there, loads up a shopping cart, comes in, puts it in the van, and off they go back to where they live.
And now we're going to go out and see what's happening with these transportation companies.
And here's the other thing. Tim Walz and the Department of Human Service, you threw the people of Minnesota under the bus. Shame on you, and I'm coming for you.
Damn.
You heard it here first, David. All right, let's go. So where's the first location we're going to?
The first location is a company called Safari Transportation, Cedar Avenue South in Minneapolis.
And so what makes Safari Transportation Company an interesting transportation company?
Well,
allegedly fraudulent.
Well, the thing about Safari is that they've been registered since 2015 with the state of Minnesota as operating vehicles. And again, the national average for a non-emergency medical transportation company is 20 vehicles. So if they've got 20 vehicles and they're at 607 Cedar Avenue, I have no idea where there's parking them because there is no parking anywhere near this office.
We've arrived to the transportation company. We're outside, and right there we have a Loving Arms adult
daycare. All the windows are completely boarded out right there.
Oh, that's weird.
And there's supposed to be a transportation company registered right here. It's 617, but it's a liquor store. So the location here is 607 and also 617. These are two transportation companies. We're on a main road right now, and this is 607, and it is not a transportation company. It's actually a money transfer, but it's registered here, 607. This does not look like Safari Transportation. Where is the transportation company?
I don't see any signs denoting that there's any transportation. It's all just looks like money wiring. But if you look at the secretary,
I always like to just play devil's advocate. Okay, that's all I'm doing here. Is it possible that maybe this company, and I'm going to connect this, I promise. It's going to sound crazy, but is it possible that they are connected to this liquor store as one building? What I mean by that is, like, if anybody's ever done like a live scan before, I've walked into a building that, I don't remember what type of building it was. Let's say a nail salon. And then they'll say, oh, like, what are you here for? And I'll say, oh, I'm here for like a live scan to get like a background check or FBI stuff done or whatever, or like a notary. It doesn't matter what it is. It's a little odd because you're looking for a notary building or you're looking for this. And they're like, oh, it's actually, they're connected to us. They're just renting out an office here. They're right down the hall. So I have ran into a situation. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I ran into a situation to where a building is listed. It's odd that you're walking to a different building, but they're just renting out an office space in said building that's for something completely different. Is it possible? I know I'm stretching. Is it possible that they're running operations in a liquor store in the back room? Yes. Yes, it is. But
Secretary of State's office, state of Minnesota, Safari Transportation, 607 Cedar Avenue, and it's been registered here since 2015. That was the original filing.
So let's see if we can, we have the manager, let's see if we can find FOD.
Here we go.
Hello. How are you? We're looking for the transportation company.
Safari Transportation?
Looking for Safari Transportation?
No, there's no Safari Transportation here.
No Safari Transportation?
Safari Transportation, 607 Cedar Avenue.
We're just looking for Safari Transportation.
We don't know.
So, but this is registered.
Dude, the guy got fired up really quick, huh? Immediately, he's like, oh, I know this guy. Oh, here we go, folks.
For Safari Transportation, 607.
Okay, we don't know.
We're asking where Safari Transportation is.
We don't know.
Okay, so the business is not here.
Don't record.
Fuad Omar?
Fuad Omar?
We don't know. This, do you see this? What is this?
Money transferring.
That's it.
Okay,
Well, this
registered.
is from the state.
This is fraud taking place. This is supposed to say, this is for Safari Transportation.
Go find out.
Yeah, we did find out. This is fraud right here.
Registered here
This is
since
registered.
2015.
2015?
Safari Transportation, state of Minnesota.
2015, well, oh yeah.
Well, but it's registered now. This is current, just off the state of Minnesota website today.
Please.
This is from today. I just printed this off today. Fuad Omar.
Go check it out.
We're here. This is 607. Where's Safari Transportation?
Okay, it's no Safari, period.
Okay, so it's a fraudulent business.
Did you see Safari, anything here?
Exactly.
Did you see?
Exactly. It's
Did
not
you
here.
see it?
It's a fraud.
Did you see, sir?
Okay, thank you. We're going to go to the next
Okay.
address. All right, let's keep moving on. So 607, this is supposed to be Safari Transportation. No transportation.
What I would have asked if I was in that situation was, when did you start your business here? Like, when did you move in? Because it almost seemed like the guy in the back was like, we haven't been here. We hadn't been here since 2015. That was the vibe that I got off of him. I might have misheard him wrong. It was hard to hear him, but I thought he was implying that we haven't even been here since 2015. That's not even possible. Is it a situation to where they just kept it registered, like they used to be here, but then they just kept it registered? Maybe they never closed it out. I don't know. Are they still receiving funds is the question. Just because it's on a government website, there is a possibility that it's still registered there, but they're not actually in operation. I don't know. I'm just bringing up more questions is all, folks.
Transportation company, and now we're going to 617, another transportation company. However, it is actually Cedar Riverside Liquor. Where is the transportation company?
That's weird, like 2 doors down.
617
Dreamline
right here.
Transportation for the state of Minnesota is registered to 617 Cedar Avenue South.
And it's a liquor store. David, They aren't even trying to hide that these are transportation companies. Where are the vans at?
Should we ask?
Let's go ask.
Hey, we're looking for Dreamline Transportation.
Now we're in 617, Dreamline Transportation.
No.
Where is the transportation company?
No, we don't have this.
You ever heard of Safari Transportation?
Safari, I know Safari, that money wiring, 607.
The money wiring?
Yeah.
Okay, that's money wiring.
Yeah.
We're looking for Safari Transportation.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, we don't know what that is. The guy 2-door down. Oh, I know Safari. They're right over there. Oh boy. Oh.
You ever heard of Safari Transportation?
Safari, I know Safari, that money wiring, 607.
The money wiring?
Yeah.
Okay, that's money wiring.
Yeah.
We're looking for Safari Transportation.
607.
They said they never heard of it.
I never did. Safari company, the money wiring, they send money there, that's the 607.
So Safari gets the money and then they wire it out.
Yeah, the money.
That man just said that Safari is actually a money wiring company, so therefore they're receiving money and then wiring it somewhere underneath the name of a transportation company.
So we said to go here.
Suite A right here. And then you have 617A right here, but this is reliable services, immigration, travel, and tax. I do not see a transportation company anywhere.
Good morning. Hey, we're hoping to find Dreamline Transportation. You ever heard of it?
I've never heard of it. Ask next door.
He said to ask here. That you would know.
Ask next door. This is a mailbox. It's not a roll call.
So, Dreamline Transportation could be nothing more than a mailbox. A34.
Good point.
So it could be one of these mailboxes. Well,
okay, see you later.
607, Safari Transportation.
That guy's actually, Dave, that was a pretty smart move. I've done that before. For actually the Ball Brad show, I've done that where I want to get books mailed in and out. You can actually register something like that. Yeah, that's true. That's a good call on that guy.
Doesn't exist. It's actually a money wiring business. 617 Dreamline, inside of there, it's actually a liquor store. And then 617A is a place where there's a bunch of mailboxes and it says reliable ITT services. How are you doing, man?
I just want to ask you.
Yes, sir.
I just love that liquor store, dude. Oh yeah, Safari's right over there. After those guys were like, never heard of it. Yeah, no, not here. Yo, those guys are gonna be beefing, dude. How could you do that, Somali? How could you do that? You just ruined our family, you asshole. We were raking in the cash.
Why are you sensationalizing
Oh God, take the toothpick out of your mouth. Come on, buddy. Come on.
the propaganda?
What are we sensationalizing?
To attack our community. What's your final objective?
We're not attacking your community by any means.
Are you making good money from this?
We're looking for fraud.
Of course he's making money from it. He runs a YouTube channel. Of course he's making a lot of money from it. Come on.
No,
For instance, can you answer our question? Where's Safari Transportation Company 607? It's not there.
How
and why
much-
don't you answer?
How much money are
why don't you answer the
how much
question?
money
Where's
are you
617
making?
Dreamline Security?
How much money are you making?
I make money
this?
off of YouTube. That's how I make my money.
Exactly. So you're making money off of sensationalizing.
That my job
and attacking
is.
the Somali community.
I'm not attacking you guys. We're asking.
I'll tell you the
fraud
reason
is
why
fraud,
this is
sir.
happening. All right. Let me
David,
tell you the reason why.
fraud
you're
is fraud,
attacking
correct?
Yes.
This has nothing to do with race. This is fraud.
This
Is fraud.
absolutely has to do with us being Muslim.
No, it does not.
All right,
Here
and
we
us
go.
being from Africa.
Here we go.
This is a
take out the race card, the Muslim card, right? Throw out that Uno deck. Come on.
Constitutional argument. If you don't want us here, change the
God.
freedom of religion. Say, listen, you don't want Muslims in this country anymore.
We're not saying
No,
that.
no, no, no.
We're not
Because
saying that.
when I go
Sir,
onto
we're
your
talking
comments,
about fraud. You're talking.
when I go onto your comments,
My comments
what I
aren't
see
me.
is people that say we do not want Muslims here. Kick every single Muslim in Minnesota out of Minnesota.
That's a comment.
You are listen.
That's not what I'm saying.
You're preparing for the Somali community to maybe be taken to concentration camps, just like the Japanese community. All right, you're sensationalizing.
No, we're not.
All right,
Sir,
something that
answer
can
the question. Where is the transportation vehicle company?
Jeopardize
answer the question.
The safety and the protection of the Somali community.
We're talking about fraud,
If anything happens to the Somali community,
we're talking about fraud.
Listen, I'm not doing anything. I'm not physically touching.
You're getting very close.
I'm not physically touching. No, I'm not physically touching him.
Yeah, actually, he did physically touch him. If you look at the right when he walked up and then Nick turned the direction he is now, he actually touched his sleeve. It's not that big of a deal, but I'm surprised security is letting this guy get that close. I'm surprised security is letting them even walk up on him. As you have all seen from traffic stops, it doesn't take a lot. It happens very, very, very quickly.
This is fraud. We're talking about fraud.
What you're
defending fraud.
You're defending fraud. Your comments,
you're defending fraud.
People who hate Muslims want us out of here.
People can say what they want. I'm not censoring anybody.
Are using your material. Islamophobes use your material. People who hate Islam use your material. Say to us, we don't want you here. Change the Constitution. But guess what? Let me tell you something. Guess what?
Say it. We're asking about fraud.
We're
asking about fraud.
You hate Muslims.
I'm not saying I hate Muslims. We're talking about fraud. We're talking about fraud.
Why are you attacking us?
This
are we
is
the
fraud.
only community that suffers because of fraud?
We're talking about fraud.
Are we the only community that does fraud? Are we the only community that does this?
This is about fraud.
Right, there's what, 300 Somali providers in all of Minnesota?
There's actually 800.
Don't keep talking.
So,
you speak English, right? Your security doesn't even speak English. Listen, let me tell you something.
See, this isn't a race issue, sir. This is about fraud.
We have, what, 1,000 providers?
Yeah, you guys have a...
Even it's 2,000 providers. Okay, you want to sacrifice the safety of 80,000 people because of fucking 2,000 providers? Are you fucking mad? Are you stupid?
I'm not stupid. You're stupid. Where's the transportation company?
What about if a mass shooting happens in Minnesota? It will be because of you. It will be because of you. If any Somali gets hurt in Minnesota, it's because of Nick fucking Shirley. This is
about fraud.
One single Somali gets hurt.
This is about fraud, sir.
It's because of you. Sensationalizes. You son of a bitch. Sensationalizes.
Wow, you're very nice.
Get the fuck out of our neighborhood.
Very nice.
Get the fuck out of our neighborhood.
Sir, can you tell me where the transportation company is?
Get the fuck out of our neighborhood. We don't want you here. Get the fuck out of here.
Calm down, sir.
Calm down, sir.
Get the fuck out of here.
Sir, this is about fraud.
You wanted clicks?
You're sensationalizing yourself, sir.
You wanted clicks?
You're sensationalizing yourself.
You wanted clicks? You wanted YouTube?
Tell me where the transportation vehicle is.
Clicks? You got YouTube clicks. Now get the fuck out of our community.
Tell me where the transportation vehicle is.
Get the fuck out of our community.
Tell me where the... This is about fraud.
Motherfucker. Say I don't want Muslims here.
This is about fraud.
Say I don't want Muslims here. Say it. I want to change the Constitution.
No, I don't want to change the Constitution.
Freedom of religion, and I don't want Muslim Somalis in Minnesota. Kick them out. I was born in this country. You have to take the passport away from me. Relax, that is what you are arguing for.
We're not talking.
Change the Constitution.
This is about fraud.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Get the fuck out of our community.
This is about fraud.
Get the fuck out of our community. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
It's not your community. Okay, let's stop with that, right? This is the problem when you don't have a shared culture, is you get very tribalistic. You know this guy's a Democrat over here because that's their way of thinking. It's our community. Right. This is our land. You know, some stupid thing like that. It's like, no, this is all of our communities. We're called Americans. We get very tribalistic, right? It's not that we're Americans. It's we're Somalis. You're in our community, right? Somali this, Somali that. It's like, no, we're Americans. We don't say we're Somali American. We don't say we're Italian American. We don't say we're English American or African American. People do that. No. That not me. No, not me. We're American. So there's people in here that are black. There's people in here that are Hispanic. They're Mexicans. They're Italians. None of you in here are that. You are Americans in my chat. That stuff doesn't fly here with me because that's tribalistic. You're an American. If you don't want to be an American, go somewhere else. If you want to label African American, English American, Anglo American, I don't care what it is. You're an American when you're watching my show. You want to go into somebody else's show and spew that nonsense, go right ahead. You're an American. We're a unified country. We have our problems, but I'm tired of this. Like, it's my community. This is that. It's like, come on. I mean, technically, it really is all our communities because, you know, our tax dollars are going to clearly funding that whole community of the Somalis, it seems like. So, is it really your community? seems like it's all of our community because we're the ones funding this whole thing. There's a lot more to this. Matter of fact, let me put the link in the chat for all of you guys. I'm going to give you Nick Shirley the direct link. It's on X. I'm going to paste it there for all of you. If you want to go watch that, I have to go to work, which sucks because I want to watch this. I might come back home today and we might have a Dark MAGA episode. I might watch this whole thing. So I might start it from the beginning again and watch the whole thing. So if you want to join me, I want to see this. And damn, I got to work all day knowing that this awesome video is waiting for me when I come home. That sucks. You know what I mean? When you're like antsy for something, you're like so excited, like, God, I want to watch this. And I've been waiting for this video to come out. I gotta wait 8 hours. Carrot says I'm on board for Dark MAGA. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. What's today? Thursday? Say Thursday? What the hell's today? All right, yeah. Okay, so we'll do a Dark MAGA episode, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be back here. We're going to watch the whole hour-long video. If you want to hold out for me and wait with me, or you can rewatch it again. And if you do that, then highlight things that you spotted for me. They're going like, oh, I researched this, Brad. Did you know this? This was in the video, but did you know this? Can you do it on YouTube? Yeah, I'll do it for everybody, Miriam. It won't be restricted. We're going to do Dark MAGA. It will be full-blown for everybody. So join me today at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It will be for everybody. It'll be on X. We'll be on Rumble. We'll be on YouTube. We'll be on Kick. We'll be everywhere. Yeah. All right. Wow, this is exciting, isn't it? Okay, well, I got to go to work. I'm really late, actually. Well, not late, but we got to underlay here. With that being said, God bless you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Dude, we got a lot of viewers this morning. That was probably pretty awesome. At least the average of 100, little 100 plus. Leave me a like button. Hit that like button, please. Leave me a comment if you can when the show's done. God bless you. See you guys at 4 p.m. later today. For Nick Shirley, and adios.